All right. Been doing some research and everything, and I found some people talking about this NIS scalar. So I went ahead and incorporated it, and it's taken me a little bit of playing around and driver swapping and a couple of hang up issues and everything, but I got through it. And so I thought I'd do a video of my particular settings. I'm running i99 Intel i99K 4.8 gig water cooled, 32 gigs RAM, running 2080 Ti with the latest Nvidia drivers, 497 point something. I'll verify that when I do the settings I've got. So I was experiencing issues way up at altitude with ATC crackling and breaking up, and it just judder, and then eventually would lock up. So I think I've got that figured out. That was on a default ATC flight, and I just couldn't get a consistent flight yesterday at all. Retried again this morning, and I think I've got it figured out. A little bit of confusion is how to incorporate that scalar with the Valve, or Steam, I should say, Steam software. I do not run the Windows mixed reality software at all. I believe that's called OpenXR, that is incorporated in the Steam software. So anyway, I got the scalar tied to it. I went in and got it looking good. Now, anybody that has the Valve Index knows that in the CRJ, the instruments are a little blurry, but I've got it dialed up really, really sweet. I will post those settings, but I wanted to get up here in the air up high and basically, show you what my settings are in sim. Both, I never run in 2D mode. I'm always in VR, but I'll show my PC settings. But what I want to do here is bring on the weather, and then we're going to go back to different parts of the day. So here's like at night, and we'll slowly bring the sun up a little too much, and you can see what I look for is panning my head left to right, and I look on the edges of my goggles, my lenses, and I see if I see any anomalies, and then I know I got my settings a little too high. It's a classic sign. I've kind of seen the pattern. So I've got real smooth panning, whereas before you'd go to look and you get a judder, and then look judder, type of deal. And then on the very edges, you see kind of a black ring around the circle of the lenses that's not quite right. We'll cycle on through the different points of day. I went up to about 35,000. I'm just slowly increasing the time. And it's up a little too far. That's midnight. Sorry about that. I'll try to get into some evening here. See, something just happened. I think that's my internet speed, but that should come back. There's some sunset. And okay, so we'll go real time live weather, and enough of that. Okay, so I'll go. I only record in VR. I'm not set up to do anything on 2D, so what I'll do is go through my in-sim settings here real quick. I've got quite a bit going on. I'll show you in the desktop, but I do run the Brunner yoke and rudder pedals. I've got the Bravo throttle quadrant. I'm using Axis and O's to operate all that. give you a quick demo of that. So I've got the Puma ProFlight helicopter controls set up between my legs, and I drop them down, slide a little desk area I got with the yoke. So I got, trim on the yoke, all that stuff. Okay, so over on my left side on the collective is a whole bunch of buttons unused in jets, but I've incorporated them. So what I can do is I can zoom in and out of my map. This is through axis and O's. I can cycle through my guidance formats, and then I can do my altimeter setting up and down, and then I can hold and it goes, and then I can do a quick reset. Kind of watch my speed, what I'm doing. So the throttle quadrant's all set up. I run, I got the lights here. We got left light, nose wheel, right light. I don't have taxis tied to them, but I do have nav, beacon, and strobe. And then the very last switch on the right is for fast scrolling, like for altitude. Drop her down, do it quick. We just boom, boom, boom. And then kick her back. Then it slows back down. And then, of course, all the autopilot buttons are programmed. So we'll go speed mode descent. And then we'll just roll our speed down. Now we can speed her up and cause it to drop quicker. And descend at 280. But I love how it's brought out the displays and how clear they are now. It's really kind of cool. I'm liking it. My gamma's up, full blast on my steam settings, but that changes with weather conditions, clouds, and light. So that's how I like it. Almost like you have to have a pair of sunglasses on. So, all right, that's enough of that. Let's get in here to the settings. Got any questions on the controls, just hit me up in the comment section. I'll try to respond best I can. A lot of times I go through so much data and information that I don't have it in my memory, and I got to go back and look at what I did to be able to use the correct terms and all that. I'm just not real good at explaining that, but it's all in my brain, right? So we'll start with the PC settings. I got a couple of following a couple of guys on YouTube and tried a few different combos. So like I say, I'm never in PC mode for flying. So here's my settings here. I'll just scroll down and you can pause the video and see where those are. Now mind you, if you're going to fly in 2D, you're going to be something completely different than mine. All right. So these are just things I don't have really any concern about, but a couple of them, like vertical sync and stuff, I was told, leave it off in here, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to VR mode here, and we get to the meat of it here. So before on render scaling, I could never run it above 80, no matter what I did. It was just too distorting and too many anomalies going on in the headset. But now I'm at 100, and that's cool. Anti-aliasing's TAA, of course. Terrain level of detail, I've got it at 120 right now. That could possibly change, but right now everything's smooth. Looks good, acceptable. Off-screen terrain pre-caching is ultra. Terrain vector data ultra. I like buildings and trees at medium, and I just run grass and bushes on low. And and I'm good with that. Been good with that a long time. Objects level of detail 100. So volumetric clouds. I like it ultra, but it's sometimes real taxing, and I might try that out later. But high is very acceptable, especially in VR. Texture resolution, I run it high. Now I might be able to get away with ultra, but for now I'm at high and it's running really good. Anisotropic filtering is at 16x. I've got texture super sampling turned off here. And when I enable it over in the Steam software, that's where I'm getting my quite a bit of difference there, and I gain performance, and it's handled somewhere else, I guess. Texture synthesis is ultra. Water waves, I keep it low. It looks good enough for me. Shadow maps, I love my shadows. 2048 terrain shadows, I've got about 512. I might try to creep that up a little higher depending on how we do in further flights. If I make a big change like that or something and I'm finding, you know, a good balance, I might come back and restate this. Windshield effects, I like ultra. I'm going to keep it on high for now, but my target's ultra. I like lots of effects on the window. That's where I spend most of my time. Ambient occlusion has a great effect inside the cockpit for me. Medium, much higher than that. I think it's taxing a little bit much. So I run it medium, get, you know, really nice, good looking cockpit. QMAT reflections, 192. Ray March reflections high. Light shafts high. Yeah, you know, I can come down to medium or low if I want. Everybody's a little different on that, but for right now, that's where that is. Bloom is on, and glass cockpit refresh rate's high. I like my instruments to be able to respond fairly quick. Okay, so at this point, I will pick up the video and we will look at my desktop and go through the everything I'm kind of doing to get this. So bear with me one moment. So now I'm ready to look at the desktop. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and pause the simulator. Like that thing. Okay, so here we are at the desktop. We've been through the sim settings. So over here I'm running Sky for Sim Server. I got Steam VR. I run FS Realistic. I've got the scaler on over here. Now I've got, see how that mouse is locked in there? So I've got a button set up on a side stick over here, so I can just pop that and then boom, we're out. So I got the scaler tool right there, and then here I'm recording on the OBS. I also run, and we minimize that, Logitech for the button programming here. Got that running. The scaler sits down here. And then, of course, I run the sound module for the butt kicker. Let's see. Realistic Axis and O's is running. So I've got a pretty good template set up from others' work, all combined into one. I share across the 4 versions of the CRJ, which is my favorite aircraft. Right, back to business. So let's go first of all to the Nvidia control panel, and we'll run through the settings on that. So I followed one of the guys that is leading the way on videos for the NIS scaler, OpenXR NIS scaler configuration tool. So these were his suggestions that I followed them. So I'll scale through global settings. Basically, it's the latest driver. I'll come over here to GeForce real quick. Give you that number. Latest drive 497.29. At first I was having trouble with it, but then that was all my fault. So anyway, I'm back up to it, and so far so good. So right up here, I'll just pan through these. Everything basically is set for, I think I hit restore, and then I went back up here and went to max performance, and then just left them there, came down through and left them there. And the only thing I changed here was power management mode, prefer maximum performance. So over here in the program settings is the important ones. One more time, I'll scroll through these slowly so that if you want to match them up, you can. So I played around with the virtual reality pre-rendered frames 1 to 4 and been back and forth on that. You know, depends kind of if I'm low and slow and getting judders, but this is a whole new game changer here. So anyway, back at 1 for now. So then we go to the program side. We make sure we have Microsoft Flight Simulator selected up here, and then I will scroll down through here slowly. I'll go back, start again. And this is off somebody else's lead. One of the big changes is the anti-aliasing transparency multi-sample, low latency mode ultra. I seem to be having good success at max frame rate 35, so I got it locked. So far it's been doing pretty good. Refresh rate, application controlled. Let's say the negative LOD bias clamped. Trilinear optimization is off. Triple buffering off. Vertical sync fast. And one more time, I'll scroll down through there. If you want to try to match them up, so if you're running the valve index, this might help you. All right, so enough of that. Over here on Steam side of things, so we'll hit the general first. Running 90 Hertz refresh rate. Display brightness is 160. Motion smoothing off. Render resolution is custom. I've got that jacked up to 200. And I'll run through those real quick. Let's see. We'll go through video once again. Advanced super sample filtering is on over here. That's about it. The rest are just generic. Of course, the audio headset, microphone headset, I do mirror it to the desktop. So that's it for that. So let's see. The scaler, I'm running at these settings right here. 90% and 47% on the sharpness, and that seems to be doing real well with this combination. So I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm getting good performance so far. So anyway, I hope this video helps. I say if there's any questions, I'm not an expert by any means. I just get in here and tweak and watch others' guides and stuff and jump in and try different things. One thing I did do is remove your controls out of the community folder. A possibility that was causing an issue. I'll end up putting that back in and trying it again. I don't need the OpenXR developer. That's just a remnant that can actually be deleted. It does nothing. I've deleted that. Don't need it because the I believe it's called OpenXR is tied into the Nvidia or the Steam software now, so I can delete that. So it's really pretty simple to set up. There's 1 or 2 videos out there on how to set that up. It's not hard. You basically download it, run the installer. It sets it to your C drive, program files. Down here to OpenXR NIS scaler under config UI right here. You can what I did is try to create a shortcut. It just says no, you want it to the desktop. I said yes, so I put it on the desktop, pin it to the taskbar. So in essence, my flow for startup would be bring on Steam, and then once Steam is up and established, then I can bring this on. And then I run through my setup here. I hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm playing around with voice attack with the Aviator HCS voice pack. So might be incorporating that in. I wanted to run it without that for now and make sure everything's running stable. So anyway, it's looking good. I don't like the way the controllers work. I'm not able to use Pilot ATC because when I bring the window in with OpenVR, it loses focus, and I have no way of manipulating that. Hopefully someday somebody will get a fix out for that. So I'm going to continue on my flight and bring her on into my hometown and enjoy another air traffic control flight later, and hopefully everything will go well. I appreciate your watching, and if these settings work out for you, it'd be nice to know. If they don't, and you have troubles, I'll try to help the best I can. Have a good day. Bye.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Nice landing. I'm impressed.
Thank you. I work hard at it.